This week I want to talk to you about what to expect from a sales manager. That's right. We're all salespeople and we're out there looking for managers. Let me give you some insight about managers. First, managers are made to manage people and processes to keep things going. So when we talk about sales managers, we should really be talking about something a little different. So this week, I want to talk to you about what you should be looking for in a sales manager. That's right. I want to make sure that you understand what you should be looking for. Give you a couple stories about some bad managers that I've had. And I'm going to break down a few things of what to look for and how you can actually find a really good sales manager. That's right. Because listen, when we go to work for people, we don't fire the company. We fire the person that we worked for. And it could be a great company, but if you have a bad manager, well, you're going to leave, right? You get bogged down. So let's get into it. Let's figure out how and what to look for when it comes to managers. So like I said, I want to talk to you about a couple stories of some bad managers that I've had. I literally had one sales manager in my career that was someone I thought should have actually been taken up to HR and thrown out of the building. I mean, they talked derogatory comments to the subordinates, to women. They were sexist. I mean, this person was absolutely awful. And yet, he was a sales manager because he was put into a role to manage people and processes and keep things going forward. And that's what a lot of sales managers do, is they're just trying to keep everything just kind of flowing and not rock the boat. And unfortunately, that's not going to work with salespeople because we're all different. And you can't just have one setting and manage everybody that same way. You got to have multiple, different ways to engage people because, listen, salespeople have multiple personalities. Sometimes one person has quite a few. Us salespeople out there, some of us are really, depending on the day, we can be bouncing off the walls and we can be like Eeyore. Depending on how a sales call goes, we can become very mopey. So when we have managers, we want to make sure that they're working with us and helping us, but we don't want to work for somebody who is just plain awful. I had another sales manager, and we basically talked about him as being a cockroach. He just knew how to survive. Didn't do anything really well, but didn't do anything to get himself fired. He just kind of made his way through, and 20 some years out there as a sales manager, you're sitting there going, this is all you have to offer? So, you have all these different kind of personalities, like we said, but you really have to focus on a few things especially when you're looking for a sales manager. Okay, we don't want someone who just is a yes man to the organization. We want somebody who's going to coach us and grow us, right? So in today's day and age, there is so much going on, especially for account managers who now have to be financial gurus and understand, the finances aspect. They can't just go out and sell. And when I first started, it was basically, here's your price, here's your product, go sell it. Well, as I've grown in different areas and different industries, salespeople actually have to be financially astute and understand that, well, we can't sell it at this price if we're not going to make money, and really understand these things. So you can't really give things away. Well, what we need from sales managers is actually for them to be a coach. Okay, we don't want them just to manage everything and hopefully everything just kind of works out. We need somebody who's going to engage us, who's going to grow us, who's going to help us, but not as a coach like you'd see out on a football field. Right? Most people think of coaches as that guy yelling plays out from the sideline and making everybody execute. That's not what I'm talking about. See, John Maxwell, when I went and got certified by him, he kind of opened my eyes to what coaching really is. See, coaching is not about going out there and telling people what to do, how to do it, and how to execute. What real coaches actually do is ask great questions to pull the answer out of us, me, you. That's right. They pull the answer out of us for our answer. That's right. Coaches actually grow us and ask the questions that are going to drive out the answers that work for us in our situation. Now, I met with a couple coaches, and that's what they've done for me. And I can tell you, when you actually have someone who kind of mentors you but actually coaches you, it's a great benefit. And that's what we should be looking for when we talk to sales managers. Now, here's something else that we should be looking for. When we have a sales manager, they should be a coach, but they should also be able and knowledgeable of what we're selling. Far too often, sales managers just say, hey, I'm a sales manager, just do as I say. And when you ask them questions, they really don't know how the process actually works or how the product actually functions. And that's unfortunate. So we need somebody who's also cognizant and who's not going to sit there and lie to us or tell us to go see somebody else that might be able to help them. We're going to the person that's supposed to be helping us. That's what a sales manager is supposed to be doing. The coaching, the helping, and showing us the way of where the company's going. You want someone who's going to be like transparent and say, hey, here's what's going on, here's where we need to go, and let's start talking about strategies. They should be actually helping us set up our strategies, help us walk through our sales process to sell what we're going to sell, help us work together with the rest of our teams to come up with great questions. Again, it's kind of like the coaching thing where they're trying to grow us, right? They should be allowing us to do the work, but just kind of coach us and see and do touch points to see where we're at, see what we're struggling with, see if there's anybody else. They should be communicating with everybody, pulling us together to help us move forward. Not by sitting in an armchair and pointing in the direction, but helping us chart the course and how we can get there and enabling us. That's what a sales manager should be. Now, when I first got into sales, it was actually with some Navy SEALs. Yeah, they were running the business and they were really hardcore and they helped me. And that was one of the things that they did is actually coached me and helped me grow. And it was a great foundation. And everybody that's in that sales organization could go off into any different industry and sell really well. They really could. And the guys did such a fantastic job of training everybody that you could go off and be a rock star in any different environment because of how they coached us and grew us and just showed us the vision of where we want to go. Right? Now, the last thing a sales manager should be is somebody that's looking to find their replacement. That's right. As we grow in leadership, we should be looking at who could replace us. We may move to a different organization or we could be going up into the current organization. We should be pulling people around us, right? We need to be teachable. They need to be able to pour into us and help the organization grow. So they should be looking for their replacement. And if they're not, and they're just kind of just, like I said, managing people and moving, well, you know what? It's not going to be somebody that's going to be sustainable and help us grow. So if you're looking for a sales manager, definitely look for a coach. Look for somebody who's going to help pull everybody together. Look for somebody who is going to be transparent and show the mission and get everybody working together and pour into us. That's who we should be looking for a sales manager. Now, if you know somebody, put them in the comments below of some good sales managers you've had. Love to interview those guys. All right? Have a great week. We'll see you next time.